Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Kay Murray, Stevie, Nicol. It's Friday. Julien Laurens and Frank Leboeuf are here with us to answer your questions. Hopefully these two can understand me today because they couldn't the other day.
They couldn't what?
They couldn't. I'm not falling into that trap.
Well, you just did.
Almost.
You started your sentence.
I was close.
There you go.
All right. That backfired, didn't it?
Aye.
All right. Krish asks, and I'll come to you first, Jules. Why aren't any Premier League clubs trying to poach on Messi? Surely, even with his high wages, he's worth spending money than on other players with high transfer fees.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, it's one thing if you're a club to want someone, but if the player doesn't want to come to you, you can't sign him. I think once the news broke about the sort of fallout between Messi and Barcelona, and that PSG were leading that race very quickly, I think if you're Manchester United, you know there's no point, and you've already signed Varane and Sancho, and you can just, you can't always sign players for the sake of it, even if it's Messi. Same with City, we've explained Grealish and Kane were always the strategy, and they're sticking to it. With Chelsea, it's Lukaku, they're sticking to it, and then that's it. That's the only clubs, really, the only three clubs in England who can afford them. Bayern Munich, that's not what they do. In Italy, everybody's broke, and then in Spain, you can't go to Atleti or to Real Madrid. So the only club really is PSG. There's no, it's just the way it is.
And you don't mind it that way at all, Jules, of course. That suits
at
you
all. I mean, I'm going to be even more unbearable.
Okay, Volvo, yup, that's right, my real name, says, and I'll ask you this, Frank, because I think I know some of the answer. If you could go back in time, which game would you like to be at in person? For me, it's the Manchester United-Chelsea Champions League final. Frank, please do not say the 1998 World Cup final.
So a game that I would like to go back and play again?
Which would you like to be at in person? Maybe it is to play in then, because that could also suggest that you could go and watch it, because we know that you... Well, Frank did miss out on a very, very important game that he didn't go and see, and he had a ticket to go and see. Isn't that right, Frank?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
When you got the chance to see Platini in a
the
very famous
1994
game.
semi-final.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Yeah, because of a lady. Yeah, true. And we won't name the lady. Okay. I was very young.
So let's do it as a player then, Frank.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, as a player, you know what? I would have loved to replay the final of the FA Cup that we played with Chelsea in 1997 when I won my first trophy with Chelsea. But I think I would have loved overall to be in the stand and watch Pelé in the 1970 World Cup final in Mexico, because. Well, it's like I'm excited to see Messi playing. I had the chance to see Ronaldo, and I interviewed Ronaldo. But when you can see a player like that live, it's absolutely fantastic. And I would have loved to see that final where Pelé was absolutely exceptional. And I think it has been a chance for the people in the stand to see that player.
That's a nice one for everybody. What about you, Stevie? You can play or be in the stands.
I'd love to have been at the Brazil-Italy game in the 82 World Cup. I mean, what a game. I'd like to have been at Wembley when Scotland beat England 6-3, when England were the world champions in 1967, I said. A game I'd like to replay again then. Obviously, it would have to be Arsenal in 1989 at Anfield.
Jules, what game would you like to be at in person if you could go back in time?
I think it has to be the Euro 2000 final, and Frank was lucky enough to be there. I was just watching, but because for us, French people, I mean, 98 the final was amazing, and 84 as well. But they were dominant wins and convincing wins. 2000 is a miracle, really, it is. And I'm sorry for UK and all the Italian side of you and of the family, but that final against Italy, the scenario of it is just exceptional, and I would love to go back in time and be there in Rotterdam in the stadium.
Yeah, don't worry, Jules. I don't speak to that side of the family anymore, of course, after what happened.
Yeah, I knew you did.
Yeah, don't worry about it. The colours are deceiving here today. Don't worry about it. All right, Kartik says, Jules and Frank, Is aggrandisement a common term in French? This is a word that came up in yesterday's extra time.
What's the word?
Agrandissement is a common term. Agrandissement. Yes, it's to make something bigger.
Is it a common term?
Agrandissement is to make something.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yeah. When you want to make something bigger, you say, yeah, we should make an agrandissement of it. Yeah, of course it is.
See, we just say, let's make it bigger.
Well, actually, Stevie did tell me it is.
We do that in Scotland. In Scotland, we say, let's make that bigger. Then everybody knows what you're saying.
Well, it actually...
Common sense.
Supersize me, please. It is the act of increasing the wealth or prestige or power or scope of something. So, yeah, let's make something
let's make it bigger. Why don't you start with that?
Agrandissement. As they say, it sounds much nicer, though, doesn't it?
No.
No? Can we get one more from you guys? Agrandissement.
Agrandissement.
Oh, I like it. I love it. One time I actually tried to pronounce something in French here on Extra Time, and the top comment on YouTube was cries in French at my pronunciation. So sorry, guys, I butchered your language. Not my forte.
Okay.
Frank Leboeuf says, what do you make of Van Gaal being appointed as the Dutch manager for the 3rd time? Did you ever play for a manager at the same club multiple times, Stevie?
No.
Well, what do you make of him being appointed 3rd time manager there?
Safe pair of hands. There doesn't seem to be an obvious choice. I would personally have liked to have seen them having a bit of a gamble. I mean, Ruud van Nistelrooy's been in the backroom staff there for, 3 or 4 years now at least. So why would you not have given him a chance? But it's a safe pair of hands.
A safe pair of hands, and no doubt, Jules, you'll be happier to see Van Gaal there than you were De Boer, right?
Yeah, I mean, one day one time we were doing the another podcast with Gab together for the Times when we were working there as well, and he was at United and I called him a fraud, and it was this moment. I mean, with Gab we still laugh about it because at the time, as you know, with United he was up and down, and I don't know, the word came out almost naturally and things, and we got so much abuse. I got so much abuse by. It was really funny. The thing that makes me sad is that Holland as a country in terms of football are so innovative, and the way they see the game is so special, and they've had obviously some of the greatest managers, one especially, well, two especially in their history, and to go back to a 70-year-old who for the last 5 years has been, going into his swimming pool in Portugal as your national team head coach, when you've got a really good generation coming through, I find that a bit sad. Don't tell me, like Stevie said, there was not a Ruud van Nistelrooy, an upcoming young manager with good ideas there, being able to do a good job with those players, and that you had to go back to Van Gaal for the 3rd time again. I'm not happy with that.
No, so not happy with the last manager there, not happy with this manager there.
Kay, I'm sorry, but something I found strange about what Jules just said. He said that as a French guy, he called Van Gaal a frog. Is that correct, what you said?
No, fraud.
A fraud. I thought you said fraud as well.
I saw frog. I said, well, that's very strange from a French guy to call somebody else a frog, whatever. Okay, a fraud, I got it. You know that.
Frank actually thinks that he said frog.
Oh, frog.
A frog.
A frog.
So he's saying he's laughing at a French guy calling somebody else a frog.
I thought you said a fraud.
He did say a fraud.
Yeah, he said a fraud.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, okay.
But Frank thought he said a frog.
I mean, this is the worst extra time ever.
I thought you said Frank. I thought you said Frank.
Exactly.
He said a
Oh, wow.
fraud.
Okay,
I
next
heard you right,
question.
Jules. Next question. Okay, Frank, which Manchester club has the best summer transfer window so far? United signing both Sancho and Varane, or City signing Grealish?
Oh. I would have the tendency to think that Grealish is absolutely a fantastic signing, but I think Manchester United has been clever of signing Varane to settle a little bit better the defensive aspect of Manchester United. And signing a young player with such talents, it's also clever. So I'm sorry, I won't take part and I won't make a judgment. I think it's depending on the philosophy of the club and the money of the club. I would say that it's good for Manchester City to sign Grealish because I think Guardiola has question marks about Sterling, and it's absolutely necessary for Manchester to have signed Sancho and Varane.
Sounds like you're on the fence to me.
Sorry, Frank, I missed the end. I'd stopped listening.
Sounds like you're on the fence there. What do you say,
Well, it's got to be
Stevie?
Sancho, but it's got to be United.
So they're gonna win the title then.
Listen, does Grealish is Grealish an upgrade on Sterling? We don't really, you can't with any certainty say he is, right? Is Sancho an upgrade on whoever they want to play on the left-hand side? 100%. Mason Greenwood, right? He's got to be an upgrade there, big time. Is Varane an upgrade? Absolutely an upgrade. So has to be Manchester United.
Jules, will you get off the fence for this one?
Yeah, I'm with Stevie. I think United, and if Kane signs for City, then it's a different story. But right now, like Stevie said, I think Grealish makes your team better, for sure, a bit better. But I think Varane and Sancho make a much bigger difference to a United starting 11 than Grealish does to a City starting 11.
Stevie, the clip of you checking your watch is amazing. Why don't players use that move these days? What's this?
I've no idea. I'd forgotten all about that. And I was actually very surprised because that's not like me.
Can you explain it then for those who don't know?
Well, we're playing against Wimbledon, at Wimbledon, the old plough lane. It was well named, what a place. And I'm in the corner, and towards the end of the game, and Terry Phelan has closed me down. And so I'm standing there, and I'm kind of dancing, and he's kind of dancing. And it almost felt like we'd been there for like 5 minutes. And I'm just thinking to myself, God, how long have we been here? And a kid had had a watch on. But it didn't change anything, and we went back to dancing again. It's like weird. But that was unlike me. I didn't normally get involved in nonsense like that.
Were you just showboating?
I can't deny it. It was me, yes, but it wasn't like me. I didn't do that a lot.
He's giggling.
Oh my God. You know, that's funny that he thinks that it lasted like very long, where I saw the video of it, and he just waited like 2 seconds before showing his watch to Phelan, and Phelan immediately attacked him, and he got the ball. So that was completely useless and mostly impatient from Stevie, but that was very funny. That was very funny,
like
by the
Frank's
way.
calling you
I couldn't
useless.
stop laughing.
No, well, Frank hasn't understood the situation.
No, I didn't call him useless. I said that was useless.
We were attacking them.
Call him useless.
We were attacking them.
Yeah, Frank
and we
is
were
the front.
ahead, and we were wasting time. And so what? I went out for a throw-in to us. So it wasn't completely
That was
useless
funny, by
waste
the
of
way.
time.
But it was only 2 seconds.
I know, it's weird though. It seemed like forever.
Right. Stephen Nagishi says, Frank and Jules, and I'll come to you first, Jules. Are you pumped for Olympic basketball finals? France is producing nice players, and Victor Wembanyama is expected to be top 3 NBA draft pick in 2 years.
Is that him that played for Celtic?
Jules should switch to covering NBA in the US and become the French version of Adrian Wojnarowski, aka the Woj Bomb. Fancy that, Jules?
I fancy that big time. I mean, if ESPN wants to relocate me in LA or in New York, I'll happily work with Woj as well, and all the other amazing team that we have covering basketball. No problem at all. I'm really happy. Wembanyama, by the way, is the next prodigy. Is amazing. Imagine Giannis, but with a shooting accuracy at 3 points of 45%. This is that 16-year-old kid who's going to be incredible. So I'm hyped. I'm really so excited about him, and I'm excited about the final, and I'm going to put the alarm clock on to get up and see France winning against the USA again, like they did a few days ago in the group stages.
Frank, are you excited for this Olympic basketball finals?
I am excited, but I'm not going to wake up. I saw the fantastic counter of Nicolas Batum the last second of the game, and I enjoyed the game and the highlights because I didn't follow it. But I'm of course excited. I'm behind the French team. I don't really follow NBA. I used to when I was in LA, but I gave up. And I just wish France to win again, as Jules just said. You know, like they beat them the first game. And I think they deserve to be the Olympic champion.
This is one for
Yes.
all of
like
you.
in volley, and like in handball.
Volleyball and handball.
Hopefully, France, we're going to win that.
All right. I don't know if you guys are going to win this one. Andas says, Frank and Jules, could you get Stevie to speak French fluently if you were able to teach him for several months? Is it even possible to speak French with a Scottish accent?
Jules, my French was perfect, that message you sent him. It was perfect French.
What was the message?
Jules, what was the message? Can't even remember.
For my birthday, Stevie sent me a lovely birthday message.
So what was the
and
message?
Frank too.
What was the message?
You said joyeux anniversaire in a very strong Scottish accent. I'm not sure if you said properly anniversaire or anniversary, or if you mixed a bit of French and English, but it was very, very cute.
I'll have a go.
I think the problem by teaching Stevie how to speak French is that Stevie has to be willing to learn, and I'm not sure for how long that will last. That's the only thing.
All right, so if you were able to teach him several months, Frank, do you think that you could get him at a decent level?
Yes, because he's an intelligent person. If he's willing to do so, yes. You know what? It's funny that and he can do it. You know, every time we're about to record. You know, somebody asks us to count 1 to 10 for the mic to make sure it works. So Stevie can give you a little bit of a lesson of French. When he say that, he says, "What do you say, Stevie?"
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Nice.
How's that? Hey?
Practically fluent.
Yes.
Easy peasy.
Great start.
Practically fluent. Absolute linguist.
But normally he doesn't say
thank
that.
you.
Normally he doesn't say that. He really surprised me. Normally he says 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's the only
1,
thing we
2,
hear.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Do you know any more French?
Pardon?
Any
See,
more
I mean,
than that?
I can't help it. It just
Help
comes.
it.
It just flows.
So I think maybe the answer
There's a natural
to this is
flow
yes.
to it.
He would be speaking French fluently after a few months with these guys.
Stéphane, Nicole.
Ah, bonjour, Julien. Hey, it's just natural.
An actual natural.
Natural.
What would he be? What would his name
So
be?
natural.
How could we make his name more French, guys?
So it would be Stéphane to start with, and then I guess Nicole's would be
Nicolas.
I've been called that before. You know the
Yeah,
scam
Stéphane
callers.
Nicolas.
That would be
Stéphane.
Nicole.
You know the scam callers? That's what they call me. Is Stéphane there? I'm like,
Because you
Stéphane. You go, yeah, Stéphane
Yeah.
Nicole.
There you go.
That's what they say.
Yeah, Stéphane
So it's
Nicole.
not, this is not the first time.
There you go. So I think the answer is yes. He would be speaking French in no time at all with these
I
guys.
thought I was already.
Anyway, that is it for the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks
Yeah,
for
bonjour
sending your
everybody.
questions in too.
Bonjour.
Yeah.
Au revoir. Au revoir.
Steady, steady.
ESPN
Take the old
FC,
fishing rod
available. I'm done with this show today.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.